Hi, I'm Marilyn San Clemente of Stamp with Marilyn, and welcome to my creative playground. Tonight we're going to play with the Lavender Paper Pumpkin box, which is absolutely gorgeous. I love these cards. This is probably one of my favorite boxes. And started on some ideas. Let's get started. I will get my camera set up and we can start working. The name of this kit is Lovely Lavender. And this is probably one of the prettiest paper pumpkin kits that I have seen in a very long time. Okay, this is the kit. It comes with 4 cards, 12 pieces total. So you can make 8 cards and 4 bookmarks. And so it's a little bit different in that it has bookmarks with it. And these are I always like to make a sample of just the generic cards as they come. So these would be those. And let me move that out of the way. That'll give us more room. There we go. Okay, now you can see the whole thing. So we've got this gorgeous card with this garden background and all those pretty flowers. And we've got lots of different colors in here. We've got Berry Burst, Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, Lost Lagoon, different shades of greens. We've got garden green. I think that there's some shaded spruce in there also. So just lots and lots of different colors. This is actually, I think this is the second card that comes with the set. And then this is the bookmark that comes with the set. And the bookmark is actually, it comes like this. It comes in one piece, sorry, and you punch the bookmark out to make the bookmark. So I have been playing around with it this afternoon. I have also cut a bunch of pieces from the lavender set. The other thing is with this set, there's also a set of dies that you can get called the Love of Spring. And the number on those dies is 164396. This is what these dies cut out. So there is a label, there's a flower, and actually I would cut that flower out in white and then color the leaves green and the stem and then color the flower whatever color. There's some leaves and then there's the word love that come with this. So you ordered the refill kit and can't wait. Yes, it is still available. So these dies are going to be good for this kit, the February kit, and the March kit. So it's not too late to order these dies. And the February kit looks so super cute. There's a big picture of a bunny on the front, so it's got to be Easter related. So the refill kit for this is item number 164384. If anyone's interested in that, you can get that. You have to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, though, I believe, to order the refill kit, I think. Isn't that correct, Rose? You can correct me. Rose always helps me out here and corrects me as we're going along. Okay, the other thing that I did with this, so this kit comes with a Gorgeous Grape ink spot to add to my collection. It comes with a roll of the Baker's Twine, and it comes with all these great little pieces that I have punched out, and as you can tell, I've used some of them. I added to this, it also has these, which is this piece here. And what's really cool is it's embossed with a purple foil on the edge. I have added into this assortment purple gems, just because I love them, and the lavender gems. But I had an extra set laying around. So this is my extra set, and I've been using that today, and I've just been adding a little bit more to this. Usually I don't add that to the generic one. I don't know. I just couldn't help myself. And we've got those really pretty brass butterflies as well. So I've added a few of those in here and there. Okay. So let me show you. So those are the generic cards that come with the kit. So if you want, you can just get the kit and you can make 4 of these cards, 4 of this card, and 4 bookmarks. And I actually love that bookmark. I may take that bookmark and use it. Although I don't read books that much anymore. I read mostly on Kindle. But okay, so this is one idea that I had. And what I did was I took the bookmark and I used it as a piece behind, and then I used this other piece. I did the love, I've got the sprigs of lavender, and I've got one of the sprigs of greens. So, and then I added the bow to it with this. And then again, I used the purple embellishments. And this one I started, so there's a couple of different things that you can do. The card bases, there's this really, really pretty garden card base with this purple background. And then there's this really pretty crumb cake base with the white spots, white dots, white spots, whatever, on it. And then what I do also is I take some of the envelopes and I cut them up. And the envelopes for this look like this. There's the purple ones, with this really pretty background pattern. And then there's the crumb cake envelopes also. Oops, oh my gosh, you guys can't see. Okay, let me try and move this a little bit. Is that better? Oh yeah, oh my gosh, much better. Yeah, now you can see my workspace and not my board. Okay, so there's 2 sets of envelopes that come with this, and so there's 8. There's 4 of these envelopes that are crumb cake and 4 of these lavender envelopes. And what I do is I take the envelope, I cut down the side. So if you want to, this is if you want to make extra cards and you want, these envelopes are all have designs in them. Cut them apart, and then I use that in place of designer paper so I can get extra cards out. So, okay, so you're just going to cut the side of this off. I actually haven't seen a design in a while that I've wanted to use, so I haven't done this in a while. Okay, and then you open this up, and we don't need the white part. And now we have a piece of designer paper that is 5 1/4 wide by not quite 6 inches, although you want to cut the gummy part off. Although you could take a sponge and you could wipe that and you could get that glue off. But so you can get several pieces out of this. So I have done that. I have a couple pieces here, and I have a couple pieces of the brown. This one, I used the brown background, and like I said, I used the bookmark, and then I used that other piece. So I didn't really use anything that I had cut separately. And then these are some of the lilac sprigs that come with the set, with the paper pumpkin kit. And then I stamped the love from the kit. Now this one, what I did was I took this card base. I used the postage stamp, the second largest postage stamp, and I cut this, oops, like this. So that in the middle is the sky, and down here is the garden part. And then I added these flowers to it. And what I did then was I cut the rest of this up, and I made layers that we can use for other cards, okay? And you'll see I put one in here, and I haven't added anything else to the inside yet. And what I'd like to do now is kind of finish this card. So I wanted to show you another way to do some ribbons that's really fun. So if you have a white ribbon, and tonight I'm going to use the iridescent white that we have, and unfortunately this is no longer available. It was on the online exclusives, but I think it's run out and it's no longer available. But what I'm going to do, you can do this with any white ribbon. You can actually do this with any light colored ribbon too. You could also use pink, or if you wanted to color something a different color. Okay, so I'm just going to cut a length of ribbon. This, unfortunately, I just had to open this roll, and that's my last roll of it, so I'm going to use it sparingly because I love I love the glitter on this ribbon. So I'm hoping they come out with another one. Okay, and then you're going to take either a blends or you can use a regular marker, but if you use a regular marker, it will bleed a little bit. So I need a scrap. Here we go. I need to figure out which color I want to use here. So here, this is the dark Highland Heather. And I think this is the light. Yeah, this is the light Highland Heather. So let's see which color. No, I definitely want to use the dark. Okay. I'm going to put this on here. And like I said, you can make any, you can color any ribbon that you have with this. And if you use the blends are alcohol based, so that is a permanent marker. So once it dries, they won't run. The other ones, the regular markers, the Stampin' Write markers, you can use those, and I use those all the time to color, but it will run. If your fingers are wet or if the ribbon gets wet, it could run. So there is my purple ribbon. So I wanted to show you a little trick there. So now we have purple ribbon. So let's finish this up. So I'm going to tie a bow. So I hope everyone had a good weekend. We had a snowy weekend here. There we go. Now I got it. Okay, so I'm just going to glue this onto here. So I'm going to get a glue dot, or to smooth it out, I guess. It ties okay. It's just smoothing it out. Okay, so I'm going to grab, did I say sequins or a glue dot? I'm going to grab some glue dots, or a glue dot, to the back of this. I'm going to add that right here. And the other thing you can do is, if your ribbon is kind of all over the place, you can also add a glue dot behind the ribbon, or behind the tail of the ribbon as well. Or not the tail of the ribbon, the tail of the bow. How's that? I'm talking too fast. I'm talking faster than my brain can think. There we go. That's better. Like that. I'm trying to remember what they call these. And what's really cool about this is it has 3 different colors, or 3 different shades of the purples. So I also like that about it too. Here we go. Okay, and let's put a message on the inside. Happy Valentine's Day, and I already put love on that. Yeah, so let's put that on the inside, because I put love on that. Okay, and here is my gorgeous grape. There we go. Just on the side here. So one of the cool things about Paper Pumpkin is you always get a package of the glue dots. I shouldn't say a package. You always get a sheet of glue dots, and they're easy to use, really. I put them on, and then I use my Take Your Pick tool, and I pull the paper off. Whoops. I've been doing this all afternoon, no problems. And now this one decides to be stubborn. Okay, there we go. Put that on there. There is my second alternative card. So here's the first one that I did, and there's the second. So let's take this. I'm going to trim this down a little bit. I pre-cut a bunch of card bases today. So let's score this at 4 1/4, and this one is the Fresh Freesia, which I believe was that was Fresh Freesia also. So we're going to score that. And now I'm going to trim this to I'm going to mat it with the gorgeous grape. Losing my words tonight. Okay, so I just cut that down to 3.5, so I'm going to cut this to just under 3 3/4. And I'm going to cut that to, oops, a little bit more. Hold on. Okay, there we go. There we go. That works. And there we go. Okay, so if I cut this apart here, I can take a piece of this. So this is 4 3/4 by 3.5. So I'm going to make something that is 3 by 4 1/4. There we go. I like that. That's pretty. Oops. Okay, I will try not to work at the bottom of my desk here. I will use my short arms and reach across. Now what I'm going to do is I have a bunch of the pieces, here we go, that I've pre-cut. So let's take one of these sets, do this, and maybe put another one down here. Oops, and because I've got this landscape, it's a little bit long. And let's do some of these. So what I do is I layer this all together, get it the way I like it, and then I take it apart and glue the pieces. Okay, so we've got that. Let's get one of the bubble bath. Does that look good? And let's color this. Okay, so we'll put one there. I know, I love all the shades of the purple. Purple's one of my favorite colors. Who was I telling the other day that I used to have a purple bedroom when I was a kid? But I didn't pick the purple out. My sister picked it out. Now, I don't know if she's listening tonight, but if she is, she'll probably say, no, Marilyn picked it out. We used to have this purple shag carpet in our bedroom. This is going back to the early 70s, so I'm dating myself here. Over there. Okay. Let's put that there. Put this one here. Let's trim those little stems. It's got enough purple in it, but it's not too dark. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the gummy part off, because it's the, what is that called? The top of the envelope, the flap, envelope flap. Okay, so now I've got this piece. Oops. And so I believe these flowered ones I cut to 3/4 of an inch, and this one I cut to 1 inch. So, okay, so we'll trim it down so it all matches. And we'll add that to the inside. Okay. And there we go. So that's 3. Let's use a Highland Heather card base. There's so many colors that you can use with this because of all the colors in these flowers. 2, 4 inches. 5, it is 5 1/4. Okay. And I need to trim this down because this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so it is the size of the full card. So I just need to trim it down just a little bit so that it fits on the card front. And we don't lose our layer of lavender or Highland Heather. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, where did I put those? No, there's my, okay. Where'd my seal go? Who hid my seal on me? Okay, so we're going to take that, and what we're going to do is, and this is actually how this card was done, and I didn't think about it at the time, but what I'm going to do is flip this over, and a couple of these pieces, I'm going to kind of remake that card, but a little bit different. I'm just going to add a little bit more to it. So a couple of these pieces are together like this, and there's also some greens that are together like that. So I am attaching, sorry, up here. So they've got these pieces on them, on the bottom. So I'm going to put glue dots on here and on here. Okay, and now I'm going to peel, and I'm going to kind of lean this because this is so tall, and you'll see in a second what I'm going to do with it. And I want this to be behind the flowers. So this is going to go like this, like that, and then what we're going to do is we're going to feed these through. So it's going to make like a 3D type, there we go. So it's going to look like that. So this was the original card that they did. So I'm using that other background, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add dimensionals to this. There we go. Peel those. Which ones did I not peel? There we go. Maybe there was one I didn't peel. Okay, this is the tough part, is to line this baby up. There we go. Okay. So that makes kind of a 3D one. So this is the original one, and you can see that the card front is this piece is the same size as the card front. But what I like about this is this kind of outlines it because you can see the cardstock through it. So I kind of like that a little bit better. So now let's do a message across that. So this is one of the pieces. No, that's too much of that. Okay. Oh, here's one of my dies. Oops. Okay, it was sliding under my mat. Okay, let me get one of these longer ones. Let's do, actually, let's do this. Let's use this. This is part of the kit. Let's use that one. And there's this little tiny piece over here that I have one of that they gave us. And you can stamp with on that. And then let's put the love on. So it will say, we'll put the with under here, with love. There we go. So there's my take on the original one. And we have to add bling to it, don't we? I did check. There are some of the paper pumpkin refill kits available. And it doesn't say on the Paper Pumpkin site if you can still order this kit that has the stamps and things with it. But the refill kit's still available, and these are the dies that go with it. And these dies are going to go with the February and March set also. It coordinates for the whole spring. So, okay, so there's my card. So my take on these, it's a little bit different. This is the original. Okay, so there's 4 different variations of that card. And I have all these pieces over here. So I can make lots more lavender stuff. And what I did was I cut up some of the envelopes. And here's the insides of the envelopes. So I cut up some of the envelopes to use for paper, extra paper. I cut one of these cards down, and that's this one. So, okay. So thank you everybody for stopping by tonight and checking this out. I'm sorry I keep going off the page again. You know what? My camera moved. That's what, because you can see this again, and I had fixed my camera so it was pointing down more. Anyway, okay. I hope you enjoyed everything. And I will post more ideas as I make things over the next couple of days. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of the week. Take care.